Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy Treagle, and here I am coming at you again with another Stephen King movie review. And today I am reviewing the film Pet Sematary. Now, Pet Sematary was released on April 21st, 1989. It is a horror film and is based on the 1983 horror novel of the same name by Stephen King. And this film was directed by Mary Lambert. And to this day, she did this film. She did the sequel, which we won't talk about, and really hasn't done anything since. And I thought she would do a lot more things, especially in the horror genre, and she did a great job with this film. This film had an $11.5 million budget, and it made $57.5 million at the box office. Despite mixed to positive reviews, this film did great, and it has a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, and an 86% on Google. Now, this film stars Dale Midkiff, Denise Crosby, Miko Hughes, Blaise Bardal, Fred Gwynne, Brad Greenhurst, and Stephen King has a cameo like he does in almost all of his movies. And now this film is about the Creed family who moves to a new house, and he is a doctor, Louis Creed is, and the house they're moving into, there's the road that is very dangerous. Truckers like to drive like a bat out of hell on this road, and when you find out later on from their neighbor right across the street is a lot of cats have been killed, pets, and right across the way, down a path, you'll find the Pet Sematary. But getting back to the Creed family, you have Louis the father, you have Rachel the mom, and Ellie and Gage are their two children. And I want to say first and foremost that Mika Hughes as Gage is freaking awesome. I believe he's between the ages of 2 and 4 in this film. I wanted to say he's more 2 or 3, but I'm not really for sure how old he was. But he is barely walking in this film, I would say. But he is one of the better characters in this film, along with Brad Greenquist, who plays Victor Pascal. He's really good in this film too. If you haven't seen the movie, there's going to be some spoiler alerts. So if you don't want to hear those spoiler alerts, then you might want to turn off this video. And I'll give you a thumbs up if you want to continue watching when I'm done with the spoiler alerts. So countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Victor Pascal is a student who was hit by one of these trucks. He ends up dying, and he is a ghost in this film. And later on in this film, after Louis finds out about the secret of the Pet Sematary, where if you take it beyond it to this Indian burial ground, that the dead can come back to life, no matter if it's a pet or a person. And he tries to warn Louis that it's not a good idea to go beyond the hill there, and he does everything he can. He tries to reach out not only through Louis, but their daughter Ellie, and so on and so forth, even the wife eventually. And along the way, they have a cat. Well, Ellie has a cat, and the cat is killed, so he tests this out and takes it to the Indian burial ground with their neighbor Judd, who is played by Fred Gwynne. Fred Gwynne in this movie is phenomenal. I loved him in My Cousin Vinny. He was great. I really wish he would have done a lot more films and everything, because not only is he funny, but he can be a really serious actor, and he is great in this film. To me, the second best character in this film, besides Gage, but he shows Louis where this Indian burial ground is. And there's rules to this. When you do take someone up there, you got to bury your own. And so he ends up doing that. But this film is by far one of Stephen King's best adaptations, in my opinion. It's one of my favorite Stephen King films. Actually, I think it's underrated. It does have a cult following. This should be a cult classic. I don't understand why it only has a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what they didn't like about this movie. It's so dark and creepy. And like I said, the characters, Gage, and like I said, these are spoiler alerts. He ends up getting hit by a truck, and Lewis is so distraught that he takes him up to the Indian burial ground and brings him back. And when Gage comes back, he is one evil little kid, and he is phenomenal in this film. He should have been nominated for several awards, like a Young Artist Award or whatever it might be at that time. And when he comes back, he's so evil. There's a scene where he cuts the Achilles tendons of Judd, and I cringe every time I see that. I cannot. I have a hard time watching that. And not only that, but when Gage gets hit by the truck, I have a hard time watching that because when Lewis tries to get him, of course he ends up tripping and can't grab him. But he's so distraught. That is a tear-jerking moment for me. Even though I'm not a father, I am an uncle, and I have a lot of family that I love and care about. And I can't imagine what that would be like uh, if that were to happen, not only in your life, but happen right in front of you. I mean, the guilt and anger and just all those emotions would it just be so difficult uh, to deal with. And you got to put yourself in that situation. Would you take your kid to that burial ground knowing that he could come back as an evil child, but just to have him back? I think majority of us probably would, but definitely test it out like on a pet, like they do in the film. He does it to the cat because the cat is killed. The cat is the first to go up there and be buried, like I said earlier, and it comes back mean. So that would tell me that, well, as much as I love my son, I really don't think I want to do that. At the same time, I'm not a father, but it doesn't mean I don't care or love my family just as much as if I'd had a son. So I definitely love these characters. I'm so invested in these characters. I'm drawn in from the start of this movie, and when the second act hits, the movie just takes off even more. It gets so dark, and like I said, Gage in this film is one creepy little kid, and Judd in this film, and then of course Lewis. But I like this Victor Pascal in this film as well. The character he plays, like I say, he plays a ghost. So, but those are all the spoiler alerts. So, but overall, I love this movie. They made a sequel to this movie in 1992, starring Edward Furlong and Anthony Edwards. Now, that is more of a guilty pleasure of mine. Um, there's some things I like about it. There's some kills that I like. Some of the humor in it is funny, um, but it's not a good movie. It's something that if it's on during the Halloween season and nothing else is on, I'll watch it. But this first film is amazing from start to finish. I recently read that IFC put this at number 16 on their list of Stephen King adaptations for film or TV. And then it was number 16 on Rolling Stone's top 30 King films. So there again, that's the discrepancy between me and some other people. I have this film in my top 10. I love this Stephen King film. And the director, she, like I said, Mary Lambert, I can't praise her enough. She did a phenomenal job with this movie, and I really wish she would have done some more horror movies, especially um, going into the 90s where, you know, we didn't get a lot of good horror movies till when Candyman in 1992 was good. But then the mid to late 90s, you know, you had Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and so on. But she could have done a lot of great work, in my opinion. I really wish she would have done some more Stephen King adaptations because I think she could have nailed it. I think with Maximum Overdrive, had that film um, been done later, or had she been around to direct that film, I think she could have done great things with that film. And, a matter of fact, I think anybody could have done a better job than Stephen. And I love Stephen King. God bless him. I love his books. And I love his movies. But directing is not his suit. And I really wish he would have found someone else to direct that film and take charge of it. But needless to say, though, it Maximum Overdrive was a guilty pleasure. Pet Sematary is by far one of the best adaptations of a King's novel, in my opinion. And there are talks, and it looks like there's going to be a remake coming out next year. Jason Clarke is set to play Lewis Creed. Amy Semetz is going to be playing Rachel. John Lithgow is going to be playing Judd. I could go for that. And then there's going to be twins, Hugo and Lucas Lavoie playing Gage, and then Jet Lawrence is going to be playing Ellie. They only have 6 characters cast right now, and I don't know how you're going to be able to approve upon what has already been done. And of course, I'm going to watch it because it's a horror movie. It's a Stephen King adaptation. We got a great one last year with Stephen King's It. I'm really hoping the second half of that film is better than the original TV movie's second part. But needless to say, Pet Sematary is a great film from start to finish, and I highly recommend it. If you haven't yet seen Pet Sematary, what the hell are you doing? Get this movie, buy it, rent it, watch it. It is a great movie. So, with that being said, I'm going to give the Stephen King film Pet Sematary, who was directed by, like I said, Mary Lambert, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. So check it out. There's only one minor flaw I have with this film. Ellie, her character was kind of whiny, and it seemed like every time you turn around, she was crying about something, and I found it to be a little annoying. And I'm not taking anything away from her. She's a nice young actress and everything. I just think they went a little too far with that. But other than that, like I said, 9.5 out of 10. Great movie. So in the comment section below, let me know, did you like this film? Did you not like this film? Give me your thoughts and opinions, and let me know what some of your favorite Stephen King adaptations are. I would love to discuss these. I love discussing movies, anything movies, anytime. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And then if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And please share my videos. I would love to talk more and more with more people about movies. And let's keep it clean on the channel. I don't want no bad mouthing or anything on the channel. Let's just have a friendly discussion and let's talk movies. So until next time, I thank you for watching, and you guys have a good day.